This is the iPhone 17e, and it may not look like much, but if I'm being honest, it works just as good as the iPhone Air in a lot of categories. Let me explain. Okay, so this probably isn't the best iPhone you can get, and it probably doesn't have the best camera, and it's not the thinnest iPhone out there, but I'll tell you, it probably is the best iPhone for a lot of people. As far as design goes, this is definitely Apple's least flashy phone. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but in terms of the actual design itself, over last year, not a lot has changed. You also have the customizable action button here on the side of the phone, which you can map out to a ton of different actions. It's super helpful. So around the front, we have a 6.1-inch display with ceramic shield too, and that part matters because this screen is super scratch resistant. So as far as the display's actual performance, colors look great, the display is crisp, absolutely no problems there, but the display is one area where you'll start to see the budget shine through just a little bit. So with the iPhone 17e, we have a 60 Hz refresh rate, and that's a far cry from the 120 Hz ProMotion displays that we have on iPhones higher up the ladder. Now that may not be a big deal to a lot of people. In fact, I can bet good money my mom would not be able to tell the difference between 60 and 120 Hz, but for a lot of people out there, it does matter, so definitely keep that in mind. Another thing you'll notice the 17e is lacking when you compare it to iPhones more expensive is the dynamic island. You just have the notch up top. Not a big deal, you're getting the base overall experience here without all the bells and whistles. Inside of this phone, we have Apple's A19 chip, which has specifically been optimized for the 17e in this variant. And honestly, I didn't even notice a difference. Coming from an iPhone Air to the 17e, there's no performance gap, at least in my day-to-day use, in the time that I've been using it. It's been absolutely butter. Now, on top of all that, you do have 8 GB of RAM in here and 256 GB of base storage. Now, that's not to say that there's absolutely no performance difference between this iPhone and more expensive ones, because there absolutely is, but I think in day-to-day use, for the average person, you'll be absolutely fine with the performance of the 17e. And along with that smooth software experience, you do have iOS 26 obviously, and everything that Apple Intelligence has to offer. So around the backside of the 17e, we have a single 48 megapixel Fusion camera that's capable of shooting 4K video at up to 60 frames per second. So you've got a single camera on the backside here, and I think that's going to feel limiting to a lot of people. But coming from somebody that used an iPhone Air for quite a long time, yeah, it is limiting. But you do have the 2x optical quality zoom out of the Fusion camera. Now that doesn't really make up for things, but I will tell you that the photo quality here, I mean, it's absolutely fine. This is an iPhone camera through and through. So even with that, you have this budget iPhone matching the camera performance of the iPhone Air. And maybe that's not saying much because it has one single module on the back, but I still think the photo quality here is exceptional. So when it comes to the front-facing camera here on the 17e, you have Apple's 12 megapixel shooter. Now that means you don't get the fancy center stage camera that's on some of the other iPhone models, and essentially what that means is if you want to zoom in or out, you're gonna have to move the phone. If you want to take a photo in a different orientation, you're gonna have to do it like a normal person and rotate the device. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Of course, on other models like the iPhone 17, you do get an ultra-wide camera on the back, so just keep in mind with the 17e, you're getting a base experience, but it's still an iPhone camera. Now, when it comes to battery life on the iPhone 17e, this is where, in my opinion, the paper starts to lie a little bit. You see, it's not that Apple is saying that the iPhone 17e has bad battery life or anything, because it absolutely doesn't. But they do claim it to have the lowest battery life out of the iPhone lineup this year. The thing is, for me, I rate battery life on pretty much one thing. Does it last me through the day? And honestly, the easy answer here is 100% yes. This isn't the best battery in the world, but it will make it through your day. It charges up quickly, and it does have wireless charging, but this year it includes MagSafe on the back. So not only can you use a MagSafe charger, you can attach MagSafe accessories. Now, I'm not trying to say that the iPhone 17e is some crazy iPhone Air killer, because that's absolutely not the case. But if you look at the price versus value between those two phones, I think there's a lot more value for a lot more people with the iPhone 17e.